What does farming mean to me? Well, it means a lot of things. It means family, just because there's a lot of course, coordination across the family. It means producing food. It's good for the planet. It means being a good steward, thinking about the environment. I mean, we're out here, and this is an ecosystem with lots of wildlife and lots of biodiversity, and so there's certainly a responsibility in terms of being a good steward of the land. It means hard work, means dedication, means generational type of commitments. Probably all those things. This is a cornfield. It's a field that we've been using some different experiments on over the last several years. This side of the field that we're on right now has been one that we've been using a minimum tillage or no-till with some cover crops. So we kind of talk about this side as more the regen ag side, and the other side of the field is the east side of the field is more conventional. Well, we had a bit of an issue with the cover crop this last season in that it almost was too well established. And so that caused a couple of issues just in terms of being able to terminate the cover crop for harvest was a bit of a challenge. I think now it's about fine tuning, being able to get nice cover so we get roots established, we're protecting the soil, but not causing a disruption in the production of the field.
Okay, we're back in this field, and I see some of the cover crop from last year.
Well, welcome back, Abbey.
Yeah, thank you.
It's great to have you back here in this field that you've become familiar with. This is our field that we've been doing some regen ag experiments. We really had a hard time controlling that volunteer cover crop, so we had to do some light soil finishing to then come in and plant this corn crop. How bad should I feel about that as an aspiring regen ag farmer?
I don't think you should feel bad at all, because the most important thing is getting the crop in the ground, right? And so making sure that you're managing the entire system, not just trying to manage for soil health. So I think the benefits are you had that coverage over winter, so your wind erosion would have been down, you would have protected the soil for an extended period of time.
Yeah, erosion has been in the news lately. We've had a big dust storm in southern Illinois, some real problems. And so we always think about that, of course, wind erosion, water erosion. And with that cover, what we had, we were more protected, correct?
Yeah, yep. You're prepping the seed bed, you're getting this crop, and the crop is now growing and covering the soil again. So I don't think you should feel bad at all. I think you're just doing what you have to do to farm.
Yeah, well, we're experimenting, as we said. So, one of the things that, we can see here is some remnants of last year. So tell me what we're looking at here.
Oh, that's the rapeseed that was contaminated the mix, right? And that was a tough one to manage.
It's a tough one to manage. When we were trying to harvest this field, we had clumps of this out, and ended up having to go around it, harvest around it, which was quite a challenge. Tell me, you're obviously dealing with farmers all over. This issue of having some low quality or contamination in the cover crops, how widespread is that?
I think it's fairly uncommon. This is pretty rare as far as a contamination.
So we're just lucky.
You're just lucky.
We're just lucky.
We would keep him here longer if we could. There seems to be a draw the other direction.
So last fall when Professor Heaton was here, one of the things we talked about was using perennials on this field over here on the GBEC field. Any more thoughts on perennials?
I did have a question, Jeff. What perennials are they putting there? Has she given you a...
You got to ask me a question I know the answer to. I don't know the answer to that question.
No question. Okay. Are we going to plant them in the fall? Do you know?
You
don't need that? Okay. Grandma, I'm going to eat.
You just eat. Will they be pretty?
Yeah. No, but I do like the idea of the perennials in not planting and working the ground in that area, that slope. I think the perennials will put down the root system and help hold that. And maybe the deer and the turkey will like that instead of the crop that is planted.
Yeah, well, they like a lot, yeah.
Yeah, they do.
This globe is what you use to track the GPS line. There's a unit mounted in here that captures the new reading. You can see on top of this tractor up here, you can see another yellow globe. That is sending the signal to the tractor. Okay, so we are establishing a new border on this field. This is one of the fields that we've been experimenting with. It's not the most productive field that we have. In fact, it has some real rough rolling areas like over here to my left. And the plan is to establish a new border and then take this part of the field out of production. And what we're going to do here is a program that idea came from the University of Illinois. We're going to put a perennial crop in there, and that'll take that part of the field out of production. But the first thing to do is reestablish a new border, which is what we're doing with this UTV today.
Hey, how do you do?
How you doing?
Hey, good to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks for coming out to the farm.
No problem. Glad to be here.
Should we head to the field?
Yeah, let's go that way.
Welcome to Rowe Farms.
Thank you.
We're out here in a field that we've been doing some experiments on. I've been doing this for about 4 or 5 years, looking at different things like different technology, different ag tech tools, and then we've now been looking at cover crops and regenerative agriculture practices. But I'd really like to hear your thoughts about how we could use biologicals on this field.
So, overall biologicals are, made of natural ingredients, plant extracts, amino acids. The way I think about biologicals really comes down to a few key categories like biostimulants, nutrient use efficiency products, and then biocontrols.
Great.
And for like a Midwest row crop farm like this, I think maybe biostimulants.
So in a situation like this where we've got the side-by-side comparison, we're looking at a lot of different things, we could, depending on the weather conditions, and actually see a phenotypical difference. You could see the difference between the plants on one side of the field to the other, potentially.
Yeah.
The tire looks flat to me. That's what we got going on. Not sure what we picked up, but there's definitely a flat tire. Well, it's not good. Hey, yeah, we got a flat tire on the planter, on that outside wheel on the right. We've had fortunately a pretty decent planting season in terms of weather, but yeah, there's years where it's very wet, which is typically the stress factor, and then you have a certain period of time where you've got to get planted. And if you have a situation like this where it just slows you down, absolutely, it's frustrating. Thing on or off? That's on. You want to call him? Yeah, just call him and tell him it's holding air.
Where we are right now, we're in one of our lower fields that has a creek running just beside the field. This is the first time we've ever had an eagle nest built on any of our property that we're aware of. We've been here 59 years, so it's been a long time. The nest is up here in a tree just to my right. Way up, if you look, you can see the 2 little eaglets. They don't get disturbed down here. We have good vegetation. People in the cities do not realize how special this is, to be able to walk out here and observe this. At home I can look out over the hill, see all the vegetation. I can see animals that you can't see other places, and it's very special. We're very, very thankful for what we do have. It's wonderful.
I spend a fair amount of my time jet lagged because I'm moving from different parts of the world, but being out here on the farm, being outside, even though I just arrived from Switzerland today, it's energizing. It feels good. I haven't driven this tractor for a while, so you kind of get reacclimated to it. No, it's good. It's like a little bit like riding a bike. It is actually a good time to think, and I'll listen to podcasts or books. I do conference calls out here. So one of the nice things about farming is it's not like you can say, hey, I'm going to come back a month from now. I mean, you've got a window where you've got to get stuff done, and everybody knows it's time to go.
Yeah, I think it's to 110 or something.
110? Okay.
Yeah, or whatever. It doesn't come out even. 100, somewhere around 100.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Checking to see how deep it's planting. That's how you adjust the depth. So the beans are a little too far in the ground. The conditions are such that we want to be a little shallower so they come out of the ground a little faster. Well, this time it's all about the potential ahead, right? So, you've made a lot of plans, selected seeds, selected fertilizer programs, selected tillage practices, tried some different experiments, and this is about the promise. So, a lot of times they say that the most potential you have is when you open the bag of seed, because it's got the full potential, and then it's how much you can hold on to throughout the season. And so right now is at the max.